There's a reason your competitors keep showing up above you on Google, and it's not what you think. This is not your usual local SEO guide for increasing website speed, building backlinks or citations. Today I'm going to share 4 lesser known local SEO tips that not only push you to the top, but actually keep you there. So stick around until the end because the last tip you do not want to miss. Okay, so the first tip is all about getting reviews. We're talking about reviews on accredited high authority platforms that Google trusts. So first, head over to Google and search for your service in your area. For example, if you're a roofer in London, just type that in. One of the first things you'll notice is the Find Results On section. Now this section tells you which websites Google sees as trustworthy. You can see platforms like Checkatrade, TrustATrader, MyBuilder, Yelp and Bark all showing up here. Now these are not just any websites. Google gives a lot of weight to these platforms. So if you're getting reviews on them, and especially if those listings link back to your website, you're sending Google all the right signals. You're basically saying, hey, we're a real trusted business doing great work. And that helps massively with your local rankings. So here's the game plan. Get listed on these platforms and start collecting reviews on them. If your website is already well optimized, has solid content and a good page structure, this is going to give your SEO a serious boost. Contact these platforms and ask them directly, how do we get listed? How many reviews do we need to stand out? And don't just leave it hanging. Either manage it yourself or hand it over to someone in your business who can stay on top of it. You want to check who's showing up in the Find Results On section. Click through, see how many reviews the top businesses have, go through the top few, see how they're doing, and that will give you a benchmark. Next, check the organic listings and open up the top ranking website and check where they're pulling in their reviews from. To find this out, you can do a simple Google search of the company's name. You can see their map listing, their reviews, their Checkatrade profile, even their Instagram profile is showing up. They're also listed on Yale.com and they've got Facebook reviews as well. Again, these are all trust signals. Google picks up on all of this. From this, you can tell this business is doing things right. They've got reviews, accreditations, and active social channels, all of which contribute to their SEO. Here's a little bonus trick. Google the company name plus reviews and see what comes up. This will give you a full snapshot of where they're collecting reviews from. So if you're also a roofer in London and your competitor has reviews on Facebook, Checkatrade and Yelp, then you need to be competitive and do the same. Next, you want to open up the same competitor's website and start checking out their accreditations. Now, a lot of companies will have a section on their homepage or footer where you'll see various logos sliding across, showing off all the accreditations they've got. This is exactly where you want to look because these accreditations act as major trust signals, not just for customers, but for Google too. You can see this company is accredited by the Guild of Master Craftsmen. Now what you need to do is go and check whether this is a valuable site to get listed on and whether it's worth applying for the accreditation. Open up Google, search for the Guild of Master Craftsmen, and then add Element Roofing Company to that search. Doing it this way through Google is far easier than trying to search within their site manually. Now once you do that, Google will pull up their company profile directly on the Guild's website. Now you can see they've got a full listing, they've got an average rating and just 1 review. They've got their business phone number on the listing and more importantly, they've got their website linked. Not once, but in 2 different places on the same profile. That's a strong backlink right there and it's exactly what you want to do. Now the move is simple. Every single accreditation you see on your competitor's website, you want to look it up. You want to see if it provides a backlink. You want to go through their profile and make sure that it links to their website. If it does, then it's a no-brainer. You need to apply to get listed there as well. Just go through whatever process they have to verify and accredit their business and do the same. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. If your competitors are putting in this kind of work, getting accredited, collecting reviews on multiple platforms and building high authority backlinks, it's going to be incredibly difficult to outrank them with just a basic optimized website. These trust signals and backlinks are what push them over the edge in Google's eyes. So if you want to compete in highly competitive areas and for competitive keywords, this is exactly the kind of extra effort you need to be putting in. Now the second tip is to find 5 keywords for each service page and optimize your content around them. For instance, if we Google garden rooms Billericay, our client shows up right at the top of the map pack. You'll also see we've created a specific service page for garden rooms in Billericay and it's ranking really well. Now the first step here is to figure out your main keyword. That's going to be garden rooms Billericay. Now once you've got that, head over to SEMrush and plug it in. You'll notice the search volume isn't massive, about 20 searches a month, but it's really specific and valuable keyword for a local area. So then you start looking for secondary keywords. Even if SEMrush shows a search volume of 0, it can still be a useful keyword to include because people are definitely searching for variations. You want to try and get at least 5 solid keywords per page. If the local keyword doesn't give you enough variations, broaden your search. Take the location out and just search garden rooms. Now you'll get loads more keyword options like insulated garden rooms or garden room designs. Look for keywords with decent volume and low difficulty, but also make sure they have commercial or transactional intent. If you're not already using SEMrush, grab the free trial. It's perfect for this kind of research. I'll drop the link in the description for you. Now when it comes to actually building out your local service page, don't overcomplicate it. There's a lot of noise out there. People trying to make it sound like you've got to do all sorts of technical SEO wizardry. But really, the only three things you should focus on are, is this the best possible page in the area? Does it answer every question a customer might have? And does it showcase your work properly? That's it. That's actually what matters. Make sure everything's clearly explained using subheaders and aim for at least 750 words of solid, helpful content. So going back to Garden Room's Billericay, for example, you'll see we've done exactly that. We've got Garden Room's Billericay right there in the subheading. There's a call to action button, and we've used a nice secondary keyword like Garden Room Builders in Billericay as well. There's also a video on the page too, which is great for increasing time on page and boosting engagement. The rest of the content is also really strong. We talk about the experience, 25 years in the business, 3,000 plus projects, and there's a clear breakdown of the installation process. We've included pictures, subheadings, all the different types of garden rooms they offer. There's a fully optimized gallery, trust building reviews, more detailed information, and an FAQ section answering all the common questions people usually have. And of course, there's a contact form at the bottom to capture the leads. This is why the page ranks. It's not about cramming keywords in, it's about providing the best, most informative, trust building page possible for that location and service. And once you've written out your content and picked your 5 keywords, the next step is to optimize everything using Surfer SEO. So go to Surfer SEO and drop in all the 5 keywords over here. These will be the ones you found during your SEMrush research. Then hit create. And once it's done processing, just paste all the content you wrote into Surfer. You'll see your score pop up. So ideally you want to aim for anything above 70. That's where pages really start performing. You don't need to get a perfect 100, but you definitely do want to be 70 or above. Now Surfer's going to give you suggestions on what to improve. It will suggest additional keywords, give you headings to add, and tell you how many words you should be aiming for. Sometimes it does go overboard, like suggesting 5,000 words for a basic service page, which really isn't necessary. It will also tell you how many images to add, how many paragraphs and headings you should include, and even show you what alt tags to use on your images. You'll see it all in real time as you're editing. And when your content is ready, make sure the Surfer score is sitting around 70 or higher before uploading it to your site, like I said before. That alone will make a noticeable difference in how well the page ranks. Once the content is optimized and uploaded, check your website fundamentals also. Make sure your keyword is in the page title, in the H1 header, and shows up in the source code as well. You want the keyword to be right at the start of your title tag. This little detail has a big impact on rankings. Now the third tip is adding video content to every single section of your homepage and every single service page. If you take a look at our homepage, you'll see exactly what I mean. Right at the top, we've got a clean, professional looking video sitting in the banner. You don't necessarily have to have a banner video, but honestly, it looks great and it performs really well. As you scroll down the page, you'll notice there's another large video taking up a big portion of the screen. That video alone has thousands of views, and we actually went out and shot it ourselves. We flew the drone, filmed the footage, had a simple voiceover done, nothing over the top, just a straightforward, solid video. And this one video massively improves our conversion rate. And here is why it works. You see, when someone lands on your site and they've got the option to watch a video, they end up staying longer, and Google notices that. It sees people staying on your page longer than the average visitor would on another site, and that retention time becomes a strong ranking signal. Google uses that to determine that your site is valuable, and it pushes your rankings higher as a result. It also builds trust. It tells Google and the visitor that this is a high quality, trustworthy business. You can keep the video simple. Just make sure it looks professional, clearly explains your product or service, and helps keep people engaged. And that is not just for your homepage. That same video can and should be embedded across all your service pages. For example, if you Google Garden Rooms Billericay, you'll see that same video embedded on that service page as well. It works across the board. It boosts conversion, increases retention, and helps your rankings. Now, the fourth tip is all about becoming the go-to source of information in your niche. And the way you do this is by consistently publishing helpful, relevant blog posts on your website. So on our client's website, you'll see that the blog section is full of useful articles. We've got topics like, can you build a garden room on an existing concrete base? 5 garden room updates, and can we use hybrid roofs for a garden room? Now there are a few ways to come up with these content ideas. The first method is simple, just Google your service. In this case, search for garden rooms and scroll down to the people also asked section. You'll see questions like, what is the average cost of a garden room? Do you need planning permission for a garden room? Is it cheaper to build or buy a garden room? And these are the exact kinds of questions you want to answer directly on your site through your blog posts. As long as the content is well written and properly structured with internal linking, Google will recognize your site as a hub of trustworthy, informative content. And you'll start climbing in the rankings even for searches that aren't directly targeting your main service keywords. Now, another great way to find blog topics is using a tool like SEMrush. Just type in your main service term like garden rooms and scroll down to the questions section. You'll see dozens, sometimes hundreds of questions that real people are searching about your service. Now take each one of those questions and turn them into standalone blog posts. Answer them in detail, clearly and professionally. This strategy alone will turn your website into the go-to information base for your industry. It works across any local service. So let's take another example. Let's type in roofing London and you'll find tons of questions that people are asking Google. Like this question, how much does a roofer charge in London? If you Google that exact question, you'll notice AI generated answers are starting to appear at the top. But right below that, you'll often see blog posts written by this website. They break down the costs, explain what affects pricing, and offer full transparency. Now that is the kind of trust building content that Google loves to rank. When we check this website's ranking on Google, you can see they're ranking 4th. So blogs like these have the power to boost your website ranking. Now let's take another example. So if we Google garden room price Essex, you'll find the AI section again, and right underneath that, you'll find properly optimized blog posts with clear pricing information. Now when someone clicks through, they get an actual breakdown of pricing, examples, starting rates, all of it. And the reason it's ranking is because the business took the time to be open, clear and informative, and that is what Google rewards. Thanks for watching until the end. I do hope you got a lot out of the video. So our goal here is to help you generate the best quality leads so you can fill out your diary with more customers and grow your business. And that's it from me. And by the way, if lead generation is a problem for you right now, then I've left a link in the description that's going to help you solve that problem in just under 3 minutes. I want to say a big thank you again for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please do like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comments section. We read and respond to all of the comments we get. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next one.